Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm Michelle Benitez, the editor for Hola Escritores, a monthly column that highlights Latina authors and literature. And welcome to our second ever Charla. This will be a live reading and Q&A session with each month's featured author. And for this month, joining us, we have Catalina Infante, author of The Cracks We Bear, and Michelle Mirabella, the original Spanish to English literary translator. And we reviewed recently Catalina's novel for our April column, which you can find on our Hola Escritores website by scanning the QR code you saw while in our waiting room. And this novel is gut-punching in its raw depictions of grief, trauma, and motherhood, and it has stuck with me personally long after putting it down. And it is a breath of fresh air and a much-needed hug. And The Cracks We Bear encapsulates the universal experience of being a woman through indescribable emotion. We are honored to have Catalina and Michelle perform and speak here tonight. So, Catalina and Michelle, welcome.
Muchas gracias por la invitación. Feliz de estar aquí.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us. We're very happy to have you here and to have you reading if you'd like to introduce yourselves, and we'd love to hear it.
¿Qué? ¿Me presento, Michelle? Sí.
Sí, yo creo.
Por favor.
Bueno, yo soy Catalina, soy autora de La Grieta y de otros libros. Tengo otras publicaciones. Aquí en Chile soy editora, también tengo una librería, una revista literaria, así que siempre he estado ligada mucho a los libros. Y bueno, no los quiero latear con más detalles de mi vida, solo decirles que estoy muy contenta porque esta es la primera traducción de un libro mío, así que ha sido un buen viaje poder compartir con un público distinto a la distancia, pero ha sido muy enriquecedor.
Okay. Hi, see, no, estoy en mute. Okay. Hi, I'm Catalina. I'm the author of La Grieta, which is The Cracks We Bear, and other books and publications. In Chile, I'm a publisher. I own a bookstore, and I also am the director of a magazine. I'm very connected with books, and I don't want to bore you with more details, but I'm very happy for this first translation of mine to be out. And it's been a wonderful journey, and I'm happy to be here at a distance sharing here with you. And I guess I'll present myself. Now I'm speaking as myself. My name is Michelle Mirabella. I'm the translator of Catalina's first book-length translation, The Cracks We Bear in English. And Catalina and I have been working together since 2020 to arrive to this moment. So we do have a number of shorter essays and story length translations out together in magazines, and it's been just a wonderful emergence together. So thank you so much for having us here to chat with you tonight.
Thank you both. We're very excited to have you here. And to start off, we're going to have you both read. Catalina will be reading this original Spanish version of The Cracks We Bear or La Grieta, and Michelle will be reading the English version.
¿Partimos?
Sí, por favor.
Capítulo 11. La psicóloga me dijo que las relaciones están compuestas de grietas, que no son una obra acabada y pulcra, sino una vasija que se vuelve a recomponer una y otra vez. Son las marcas de ese vínculo, me dice. Pero ¿cuántas veces podremos trizar una fuente? No hay posibilidad de dejar intacto el objeto. Eso sería como no existir. Pero me pregunto cuántas grietas aguantará una fuente antes de romperse en tantos pedazos que ya no le quede estructura para recomponerse.
Oh, Michelle, you're muted.
I knew this was going to happen. Okay.
It's okay.
Chapter 11. My therapist says relationships are full of cracks, that they're not these finished, flawless works of art, but are instead these ordinary earthen jugs that have been pieced back together over and over again. The cracks are the mark of a shared bond, she tells me. But how many times can we smash a jug? Leaving it intact is not an option. To do so is akin to living no life at all. But I wonder just how many cracks a jug can bear before it shatters so completely that nothing of substance is left to rebuild.
Antes de que naciera Antonia, las cosas eran fáciles y no lo sabíamos. Cuando salí de prenatal, Felipe se escapaba de vez en cuando del trabajo para pasar la tarde juntos. Comprábamos helado en la plaza y conversábamos abrazados sobre nuestro pánico a convertirnos en padres. Hoy no pasa un día sin que nos odiemos. Cada vez que Antonia despierta llorando, 6 por noche, nos gritamos tratando de decidir qué hacer. Felipe piensa que es mi culpa que no duerma por amamantarla cada vez que llora. Dice que no la dejo espacio para que él aprenda a contenerla y logre independizarse de mí. Pero no entiende que de eso se trata. Este momento es de nosotras. No volverá a repetirse y aunque me queje del agobio, no quiero que me separe de ella.
Before Antonia was born, we had no idea how easy things were. When I went out on prenatal leave, Felipe would duck out of work sometimes so we could spend the afternoon together. We'd buy ice cream in the plaza, arms slung around each other, and sit chatting about our anxieties around our impending parenthood. Now, not a day goes by without mutual hatred. Every time Antonia wakes up crying, 6 times a night, we yell at each other while trying to figure out what to do. Felipe thinks it's my fault Antonia doesn't sleep because every time she cries, I nurse her. He says I don't give him the space to learn how to soothe her and her the space to get used to not being with me. But he doesn't get that this is the whole point. This time is for me and Antonia. We'll never have this again. And even if I complain of how overwhelmed I am, I don't want to be apart from her.
En nuestra última pelea se paró en la puerta sin dejarme pasar, mientras Antonia lloraba desesperada en su pieza. Basta, no vas a ir. Lo empujé como pude y me encerré en la pieza de Antonia con pestillo. Intentaba calmarla, pero ambas estábamos alteradas. Nos quedamos dormidas abrazadas en la silla mecedora y desperté con Felipe forcejeando la puerta. Al parecer Antonia llevaba un buen rato llorando. Felipe me gritaba asustado, preguntando si estábamos bien y no recibía respuesta. Perdí la conciencia por el cansancio. Ni siquiera pude escucharla llorar en mis brazos. ¿Qué mierda te pasa?, me gritó. Traté de explicarle, pero estaba confundida y sentí pánico de mí misma. Por primera vez pensé que estaba incapacitada para cuidarla. Felipe agarró a Antonia, dejé que se fueran y me quedé asustada, sin aire. Luego la trajo de vuelta como en una tregua y nos fuimos a dormir los tres. Cuando despertamos, como cada día a las 6 de la mañana, nos gritamos las palabras de siempre y retumbaron los portazos de siempre. Esta vez le dije a Felipe que necesitaba mi espacio con Antonia y le pedí de manera quizás dramática que no volviera.
During our most recent fight, Felipe stood in the doorway blocking me from going into her while she was hysterically crying in her room. Enough, you're not going in. I did what I could to push him out of the way and locked myself in her room. I tried calming her down, but we were both worked up. We fell asleep in the rocking chair, Antonia in my arms, and I awoke to Felipe trying to break in. Apparently, Antonia had been crying for some time. He'd been yelling through the door to me, afraid, asking if we were okay, getting no response. I'd passed out from exhaustion. I couldn't even hear her crying in my arms. What the hell is wrong with you? He screamed. I tried to explain, but I was confused and panicked by my own behavior. It was the first time I felt unfit to care for her. Felipe grabbed Antonia and I let them go. I sat there terrified, breathless. Later, he brought her back as if offering a truce, and the three of us went to sleep. When we all woke up at 6, like we did every day, we shouted the same words as always and slammed doors just as always. This time, I told Felipe that I needed my space with Antonia, and I asked him, perhaps a bit dramatically, not to come back.
Me pregunto si lo que hemos construido y las grietas que se están formando, esto que armamos Felipe y yo, se está resquebrajando porque así es el amor con hijos. Así es este recipiente y eso está bien, porque no existe un cántaro virgen, o la psicóloga solo intenta consolarme porque de no hacerlo su trabajo no tendría sentido.
I wonder if what we've built with these cracks that are forming, this thing Felipe and I have created, is fracturing, because that's what happens to love when you have children. It's how the ceramic looks, and that's okay, because there's no such thing as a jug untouched. Or perhaps the therapist is just trying to make me feel better because her job would be meaningless otherwise.
Thank you so much. Again, it's a great story, and I feel like it's a great exploration into Catalina, or not sorry, Catalina, Anthony, I'm sorry, Laura's mind, and just seeing how she is evolving from every point in her life to motherhood, and then how that's affecting her now that she's in this new role. It's a great exploration. Um, I guess before we move on, we do have to cut here our live stream. For those attending through YouTube, we will be ending our live recording here. Tonight's Q&A will not be recorded. For those on Zoom, we are going to move on to our Q&A session. So you please stay put. And again, for those who are on YouTube, thank you for watching and have a good night.